Working with the Basilian Fathers has been an extreme blessing in my life. They have been life-changing for me. Being with me when my first wife passed away, being there to celebrate a marriage. But most of all, they have been men who live their faith. Father Fulton has been just a real blessing for me to work with. He's funny, he's challenging, and he's a witness. And so I love that authentic witness that he brings to our students and our faith community.
It's very nice to see not only men standing as models for the boys, but to see the Basilian men. And I will just say that I feel like they just love the boys, and you can see that, and I think the boys know that. And that's a very beautiful witness.
St. John Bosco told his congregation, he said, it's not enough to love your students, but they must know that they are loved. And I'd like to think that that translates into everything that we do here at Catholic Central.
I was really lucky. I was so fortunate. 1999, I came back to CC. And I'd say the next 10 years, of teaching, I was getting older. But I says, this is where I should be. This is what I should be doing with my life. This is what God wants me to do, is to be a teacher.
The most wonderful thing about it was, rather than being just great teachers, these men were interested in me as an individual person. And I never forgot that. And I said, I want to do that. I want to be that. And so that's why I joined them. And they took such a great interest in me, as I said, that over the period of my time in the congregation, they have helped me to find out and discover the gifts that God had given me, and then challenged me to put those to the service of others.
The schools I've been at have had a certain, I'll call it Basilian character, interest in the students outside of the classroom. Not just a teacher, but kind of a mentor. I had getting that sense, when I was here as a student, then when I been other places as a teacher. That's, for me, a kind of Basilian spirit.
There are very few priests who are principals left in Catholic education in North America. I'd like to think that it allows me or empowers me or gives an added value to the ministry of being principal. And hopefully that comes through in how I deal with parents and teachers and alumni and the school community, but most particularly students.
Now that I work here and I know Father Fulton, I understand the difference that having not only a priest at school, but specifically a Basilian can make in the lives of our students. Personally, I think Father Fulton's really outgoing. He has a great sense of humor. It seems very natural and easy for him to connect with our students. And in class, I even hear that from my students. They talk about how much it means to them to pass Father Fulton in the hall, and he'll be holding the door to the Learning Commons, and they'll have a short conversation, but the students, it seems like that really sticks with them.
I've had students even say to me that, make comments that they see them and it stirs something in them. And so I know that they are being models for the students to grow as a man and to grow as a Catholic.
For whatever reason, students trust me, and I'd like to think that they allow me into parts of their life that they wouldn't just a regular administrator, in terms of their honesty, their hopes, their dreams. And for me, it's just a tremendous blessing to see God's hand at work in a young man. It's a privilege to see them come in as little squeaky, awkward, geeky freshmen and grow into this young man on the verge of the height of his powers, and to watch him succeed, to watch him grow, to watch him fail, and help pick him up when he does so.
The Basilians are really the kind of glue that holds the mission together, and the spirituality together, and the academics together, and the alumni base together. It's really the Basilians that keep everybody tied to the school.
Well, you're working with people, so I think no matter where you are, and I think as long as you're open to helping out, because some of the things that I did, I never would have wanted to be in administration, but the opening was there, and so I was offered it, and so I took it.
That's what the Basilians are all about meeting people where they are, welcoming them, and helping them use those skills and, in particular, gifts that God has given them to continue to grow and help other people grow in their faith, help other people grow in their knowledge about the world around them. That's what being a Basilian is all about, meeting people where they are and helping them get closer to God and others.
Basilians are interested in human beings and individuals and spend time with them, not just teaching them in a classroom, but really concerned for who we are as a person. Right? To me, that's the central part of it.
Catholic Central is definitely unique, I would say. It's built on tradition and letting the kids in on that idea that, tradition is so important and that you are the keepers of the tradition. And so the kids want to go further, but keeping the tradition and stuff like that. And I think that that's a key to success at Catholic Central is tradition.
The Basilian motto, teach me goodness, discipline, and knowledge. And I think we adhere to it without adhering to it, and we convey it without conveying it.
The role, the mission of the pastor is to make sure none of the sheep are lost. But again, to accompany them, not stand apart from them and say, you need to come over here, but rather say, let's do this together. And so the Basilians, as part of our charism ministry, have said, we're going to do that in the lives of our students.